back at this with another video to pump out to my young boys, maybe girls. But no, real quick, I want to get on here with a quick message and ask a very pivotal question to those in the overflow who may happen to catch this video. The question of the day is, what God do you serve? What God do you serve? Now, if you serve tweaking. Now, if you serve a idol god or a false god like Allah or Muhammad, or you serve Buddha or one of those things, you might as well exit stage left. But this message goes out to those of the Christian church. What God do you serve truly? Do you serve the passive Christian God who is all loving and full of grace and just this sweetheart genie in the bottle God who gave his son, who was a white Jesus, who was also just ever loving and eternal grace, infinite grace God? Or do you serve the actual God of Israel? If you serve the God of Israel, you're on the right track. The God of Israel being the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The God who blessed Abraham's bloodline, the father of the faith. The God who gave the laws to Moses, who parted the Red Sea and freed Israel out of captivity from Egypt. Do you serve the God who gave his son, the Messiah, the melanated Messiah, who had skin of burnished bronze and hair that was akin to a sheep's wool? Do you serve that God? If so, you on the right track. The God that had King David sever 200 heads. The God that smote people down left and right for not doing what they was told. The God who says in the scriptures that I am a man of war. Do you serve that God? You on the right track. Or do you serve the Christian God? The God that has told you, that has convinced you that somehow, some way, when tribulation comes, you are going to be taken away and you won't have to endure to the end, as the scriptures have wrote. Scriptures say clear as day, he who endures to the end, the same shall be saved. But do you follow the God that's going to take you away and somehow rescue you in the church from the tribulation that's to come? Is that you? Do you serve the God who has done away with his laws? Even though the scriptures say, even though Christ said, until heaven and earth pass away, not one jot nor tittle shall, be passed away from the law. Do you serve the lawless God that told you that everything that was established in the Old Testament is done away with? Do you serve the God that has no hierarchy, has no order to or structure in the world and believes that everyone is equal? Or do you serve the God that in the scriptures it says that the head of every woman is the man, and the head of every man is Christ, and the head of Christ is God? Is that the God that you serve? You on the right track. You see, I notice a lot of people these days are serving a false God. A lot of people serve the Christian God that was man-made, that was man-constructed to fit a certain narrative, a narrative that'll make people feel good, a narrative that'll keep butts and seats at the churches and keep people inside the pulpits and keep them donating that bread. I notice that's the God that a lot of people serve. I notice, again, that people like to serve the God that, I notice a lot of people like to serve the God that essentially let people do what thou wilt. The God that says you can do whatever it is that you want, as long as it makes you feel good. Funnily enough, do what thou wilt was an infamous saying from Aleister Crowley, who wrote the Satanic Bible, who was a known Luciferian, known Satanist. That's the God that a lot of people serve, because the scriptures actually say you can only serve one or two masters. So you either serving the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of the Bible, the God that's in the actual scriptures, the God that said he was going to send his son back with a vengeance, the son that was going to have the heads of all of the kings of every nation, and he was going to look like he was treading the wine press. He's going to have blood of all the nations on his garments. And he was going to come back to destroy the evildoers of this world. The God that said, the God who sent this son that said, think not that I come to bring peace on this earth, but I come to bring a sword. The God who was a man of war, always have been, always will be. His son is a man of war. Always have been, always will be. We serve no fake God that's talking all of this peace, 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 love, tranquility, and prosperity, and all of this grace. We serve a God who is a jealous God. And he will absolutely not play with the wicked. I just wanted to come on here and say that somebody in the comments said, Jesus is God. Jesus is not the Most High God. Jesus is the Son of God. That's all there is to it. If you don't understand that concept, read your scriptures, because you may be serving the wrong God. But that's the message for today. Just wanted to get on here. And speak that truth for a minute. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. More content on the way. Love y'all. Take care.